Welcome back. You know, Troy, the first time you were on the show, it was a heaping pile of a hot mess, but we got through it.
We'll try not to let that happen again.
we don't have to worry about that now. You know, it's really cool to see that the American Hauntings Conference is in its 29th year, and every year just continues to grow. But we were just chatting up before we came back on the air, and I mean, to get these vendor spaces all the way full by February, you're drawing in people really from states away with this conference.
Yeah.
This is a really big event coming down the pipeline.
Yeah, it is. And I mean, it's not even just when we say, you know, multiple states, we're not talking just Missouri and Indiana. I mean, we get people from Florida and Massachusetts, California, Texas, you know, Utah. I mean, people come from all over because, I mean, we're right in the middle of the country, so we're pretty easy to reach.
And you have the perfect landscape for it.
I think just it being, you know, based out of Alton, you know, and Godfrey with Lewis and Clark, you know, people know the reputation of the town. You know, it's one of the most haunted small towns in America, and people who've never even heard of Alton, when you say, you know, if I'm traveling, I go, oh, I'm from, you know, the St. Louis area, and they go, oh, in St. Louis? No, I'm across the river. Oh, where at? Well, in Alton. Oh, you mean that place with all the ghost stories? Yeah, that's the place. You know, so yeah, it helps.
Well, and we're on the website now. You can go to AmericanHauntingsBook.com and you can click on the Haunted America Conference, where you can get ticket details and all that great thing. $75 gets you into the conference for general admission. And, you know, for someone who's never gone, take me through what we can expect.
Well, it's the general admissions is 2 days. It's Friday and Saturday.
Oh,
it's
fantastic.
It's June 26th and 27th. We'll be at Lewis and Clark. And it's really a speaker-based conference. It's not one of those like convention thing where a bunch of people with, you know, canceled TV shows are sitting around signing autographs, which seems to be an issue in this paranormal community. That we don't really do that. It's not really our thing. So, you know, we try to make the focus on the speakers, and they're here talking about ghosts and hauntings and the unexplained. And like you said, we got a big vendor section, massive vendor section, even though it filled up, you know, pretty early. But in addition, then we do, besides just general admission, there's after hours tours and ghost hunts and workshops on like everything from past lives to spirit communication. I mean, honestly, this thing is more of a way, I think, for a lot of people to just spend a weekend kind of connecting with people who like the same things they do. It's the same reason people would go to like a, you know, a Star Trek convention or a horror convention or something. This is different because it's, you know, it's a ghost, unexplained, weird stuff. And you can go to this thing and spend the weekend hearing about it, kind of taking it in and talking about it with people who aren't going to just like look at you like you're insane, because we're all here for the same reason. So, you know, while it's a lot of strange stuff and it's a lot of weird things, I just say, you know, there's something for everybody with an interest in, you know, like haunted history and stuff, you know, no matter what your specific beliefs are. Because, I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, people will tell you some of the craziest stuff sometimes, and you just kind of go, you know, I don't know if that's for me, but I can certainly admire your enthusiasm for it. So, I mean, you know, it is a lot of fun. It's hanging with fellow weirdos. And, you know, the funny thing is, a lot of these people, this is the only time we see each other all year long. So it's almost like summer camp too, a little bit. You know, it's a reunion kind of thing with people you rarely see.
You can see more by going to ghostconference.net. That was the website I was looking for earlier. It has all these details, including the conference speakers, after hours events, and the full conference. I mean, look at this, man. I mean, this is just jam-packed with a lot of really cool stuff.
Yeah. We want to make sure that there are things that people can do after hours, but we want to make sure that the conference itself is jammed with stuff, and it is. Really is. I mean, it's, you know, we'll have, you know, speaker panels and different speakers and interactive stuff. I mean, that's just during the day, during the general conference sessions. So, you know.
What is there a speaker you're looking forward to hearing this year?
Well, not myself. I have to listen to myself talk all the time. But no, we've got a lot of authors and, experts in, everything from demons and pop culture, like horror movies and stuff. That's Victoria J. So I'm always looking forward to what she has to say because she's got a cool take on things. And we've also got a guy coming from the UK this year. He's a doctor and got his doctorate in like witchcraft and ancient magics research and stuff. Yeah, and so he's written a bunch of books on a topic that interests me. I don't know if it interests other people, but he writes about like the supernatural side of World War I. Nobody knew we don't realize today what a big deal that was to people because it was in the height of kind of this resurgence and interest in connecting with ghosts because nobody had ever seen this many people die at one time around the world, like World War I. Same way where we had this big resurgence in this country after the Civil War. Same thing. We'd never seen death like that before. And people wanted to, and this was a time when it was acceptable to go to seances and that kind of stuff. And that kind of came back around in the early 20s. And so I'm really looking forward to seeing him because he's a really cool guy and great writer too. So, but yeah, we've got a bunch of people. We have to have a whole page for just all of our speakers and presenters because there's so much going on. So.
Well, and that's where I think it's so cool. You can see more details again by going online, ghostconference.net/speakers, and you can see all the different speakers along with their bios. And I just think it's really cool to have this, really good variety of just opportunities for, truly everyone to get something out of this.
Sure. Yeah. And that's the big thing. We just want people to go away with something, even if they go away going, man, that was crazy. That's okay. Yeah. Because it's an experience and it's an escape. Our big rule, first thing I say when we do the welcome is absolutely no politics in this building this weekend. So we don't have to worry about who does what or has any kind of political affiliations. People hate my politics, I hate theirs, etc.
Yeah.
In a lot of cases. And so, we just don't talk about that. So I think of the conference too as sort of an escape from our dystopian timeline that we're in right now. So
you got a lot of great speakers a part of this. Some really well-known names on this as well, and just cool. Yeah,
a lot of people who've done TV stuff, and I don't mean they're canceled TV shows. I mean like guest appearances on things and that kind of stuff. So we have a lot of that, and we've got filmmakers. We've got these three women who do a big thing every year for us. They're called the Three Appalachian Witches, and they're like experts in like the history of folk magic and granny magic, which is what I guess they call it a lot in the Appalachians, and that kind of stuff is just really cool. And a Museum of Haunted Objects going to be there. Some friends of mine from Texas are bringing up their Parapeculiar museum, so that'll be cool. So and that's just included in the admission. All these things you can do in addition to listening to the speakers and stuff.
Fantastic. Why don't we do that? We'll take a quick break.
Sure.
We'll come back and chat it up some more. I just got to pay some bills. It's Friday, June the 26th. Thursday, June the 25th. It starts at 7 p.m. with the Haunted Alton Pub Crawl. It's hosted by Troy and departs from the American Oddities Museum. I want to ask you about that when we come back.
Sure.
And then 7:30, the Southern Gothic Campfire Stories. And then Friday leads into the 2 p.m. doors opening at the vendor room. The 4 p.m. welcome is when it all starts and leads you into Saturday, too. 10:17, a quick break. Daily Show next.
Meet the Classic Edge HDX outdoor wood furnace. Best-in-class efficiency, durability, and smart technology. At Backyard Boilers, we're your trusted central boiler dealer, bringing you EPA-certified outdoor furnaces that burn up to 60% less wood. With the Firestar controller, you can monitor your system right from your phone. Built with titanium-enhanced stainless steel, these furnaces are made to last. Call Backyard Boilers in Perry, Illinois today at 217-473-7568 and make this your warmest, most efficient winter yet.
At Alton Elite Jiu-Jitsu, we help students of all ages build confidence, discipline, and real-world strength. Join a supportive community that challenges you to grow both on and off the mat. Experience the art of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu with a 7-day free trial at our new location. Call 618-795-2692 or visit AltonElite.com to start your journey today. Train hard, serve others, live elite at Alton Elite Jiu-Jitsu.
With over
20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
As the storm hits, your roof protects everything underneath it. Trust the storm damage and roof replacement experts, Archer Roofing and Restoration, providing free inspections, help with insurance claims, and offer financing options that make replacing your roof affordable. Proudly veteran-owned and community-focused. We're here when our neighbors need us most. Call 618-575-0016 or visit archerroof.com today.
Daily Show. 10:20 is the time on this Thursday morning. 80 degrees, humidity out there. Just don't stand in the sun. Then you're good to go. It's beautiful. Back in with Troy, and you guys recently moved down to Pysol, correct? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, that's Snyder Building at Pison 3rd. Yeah, we just moved the museum there. We moved in December and reopened in January.
I think it's a great space. It looks awesome.
Oh yeah, it is a great space. Yeah, we really like it. I mean, it kind of doubled the space we had because we do a lot of dinner events and special events and things. And at the old place, we had to move everything out of the way every time we did something. And now we've got a whole separate floor for that. So the museum's got its own floor now, which is really nice. And it gave us a lot more room.
Take us through what we can expect when we walk in there, without giving away the cart and the horse.
Yeah. Well, from the name, you hear American Oddities Museum, and a lot of people don't understand what that means. And really, it's just weird history. It's oddball stuff.
Yeah.
We've got haunted history stuff. We got big exhibits on, famous true crimes, little known true crimes, prohibition, funeral customs, which people are always fascinated with the old school, how they used to do things, making art with hair and taking pictures of their dead kids and stuff. We've got, haunted things. We got stuff on cults. We've got a big Alton history section. I mean, it's a big corner of the building. And while not necessarily all odd, aside from maybe, some of the haunted places, and Robert Wadlow, I guess, would fit in with odd, to a lot of people. But, we've just got a lot of history about old businesses and different stuff, including our own building, which used to be the Snyder department store. So,
that's cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. We've started all our tours start from there, and it's just gave us a nice base of operations downtown.
Well, especially with so many people wanting, more of the Alton History Museum to open up. When you have a good section of that, it's really cool to see that and at least go in and check it out and see what's in there.
Yeah. I mean, it's not as huge as that because it's got to share a corner with, Harry Houdini and, the Black Dahlia. But, really? We got a little of everything. Yeah, we've got a huge true crime section.
Didn't you have something, didn't you have the piece of JFK's limo or something?
No. I've got one of John Wayne Gacy's business cards. I also have a fork that used to belong to Lizzie Borden. It came out of her cousin's estate, and it was authenticated by the auction house and the whole bit. I mean, it's inscribed L. Borden on the handle. I mean, it was engraved.
Wow.
And so when I first got it, the first thing I did was wipe it off and eat a piece of cake with it. Because, it's I got to eat using Lizzie Borden's, exactly, right? So I kind of eat something with her fork. So, yeah.
That was great. It opens today at noon.
Yeah.
Thursdays through Sunday, correct?
Right. Yep.
12 to 5, you can find out more, AmericanOdditiesMuseum.com, and that website looks just like this guy over here. It takes you right there. It's a little zoomed in because my eyes are bad, and then you can see all the after-hours events and all of the details on how you guys can get in there and even get memberships and all those really cool things.
Yeah, there's a lot of different stuff going on, and we've always got different events going on at the museum. Usually Friday and Saturday nights we'll have something, unusual or something different,
I gotta ask you before we go
Sure.
back to the Haunted America Conference. I saw your John Dillinger episode, and I just gotta bring it up.
Yeah.
Was that Dillinger in that photograph, do you think?
See, they brought me in for that episode. It's History's Greatest Mysteries, the one with Lawrence Fishburne, and I did an episode on whether or not John Dillinger was really alive. And I'll be honest with you, not alive now, but whether he survived. I got to be honest with you, there's some really weird, hard evidence that says that was not him.
I'm not a big conspiracy guy.
I'm not either, but that one's tough. Yeah, I mean, I wrote a whole book about Dillinger and the mystery, and there were, the autopsy stuff doesn't match, and I mean, there's some really weird stuff there. So I'm always the guy who wants to think that somebody got away until I'm proved different. I didn't believe it about Elvis, but I'm like one of those guys who's going to tell you that Jim Morrison, disappeared and didn't really die in Paris, and I'm not a big conspiracy thing, but I like those stories. It just what if? It's a what if kind of thing.
It was just such a cool episode. I had to bring it up because I saw I'm not a big conspiracy guy, but that one was like, I don't know.
I know.
Going back into this, you guys can really be a part of just such a great conference. 29th Annual Haunted America Conference, June the 25th through the 28th, over there at Lewis and Clark. Is that in the gym?
It's going to be in the Commons, which is the great big venue space.
Yeah.
And then we've got the whole area that surrounds it as vendor space.
How long have you been going there?
I think this is our fourth year, third? No, this will be our fourth year. We used the theater before. We kind of outgrew the vendor room there, and so we moved over into a bigger space. So
you can again find out more information, ghostconference.net. Here's the schedule of events, and it'll take you through all of the great things that are happening. And what I think is so cool is just all the time it takes to put into something like this. How long does it take to kind of get this?
Well, we usually start in July.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah. So I mean, it's by the end of the summer, I'll have next year already booked. I mean, you have to get people ahead of time. It's like people send me stuff and go, "Hey, would you come speak at this in October?" No, I won't. No, I can't. You got to ask me more than in October. Forget it. I'm here. But yeah, it's kind of wild sometimes with. But yeah, no, we start playing in the summer before, so get it ready.
This is so cool. And if you guys are interested in any of these after hours events, there are reservations that are required because they're in different spots throughout the community.
They are. Yeah, they are. And those, a lot of the after hour event stuff sold out, but we still have tours, ghost hunts, and some of the workshops still available. So, and we still have space. I mean, we're going to have over 500 people coming into town. Yeah, and so we still have general admission tickets and some after hour stuff available. But I mean, the after hour stuff is great, and if you're coming from far away, I recommend it because you can make a whole weekend out of it. But if you're maybe just coming from St. Louis or here in the Metro East, just the general admission thing gets you into 2 full days at the event. So that's a lot of time to spend.
$75.
And cheaper than going to like a concert or something that's over an hour and a half. Yeah. And not as hot and sweaty.
That's just parking at some of those places.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Before I let you go, I did see that you have a couple of newer books out and a couple of things going on. Fill me in on some of the new pieces you're out that are out.
Well, the last book I did was called In a Dark Place, and it was about like malevolent hauntings and that kind of thing. And it was a lot of fun to write because it's not something it's a little outside my normal writing. I mean, it's not a ton of history. It's just more strictly paranormal stuff, and I like to do both. But that's the good thing about the museum is we've got a whole bookstore. So everyone who thinks I just wrote Haunted Alton, it's like I've actually written a lot of other books and have them available at the museum. So, well, hey, listen. listen, don't feel bad. I mean, I started this 33 years ago when I wrote a book called Haunted Decatur, where I grew up, and there are still people who think that's the only book I've ever written. There are probably still people who think I live there and haven't in 2 decades, but it's understandable if people think that's the only thing I've written, but I've actually written a lot of other things that might appeal to people.
It's like going out as a band and they keep wanting you to play
exactly.
the first song.
It is exactly like
Freebird!
that. Yeah, it's exactly like that.
You can find out more at AmericanHauntingsInc.com to get your hands on copies of books and really just find out more details on some of the great things that are going on with the Oddities Museum. We'll post that website too, and see you there at the 29th Haunted America Conference. One final thing: what's the craziest thing you've seen at Alton on a tour with your group so far?
Well, I mean, it varies. We've had some weird things that have happened, like inside of some of our locations. People get scared, and sometimes you don't know if that's collective imagination or if it's really something going on. But I've had people run out of places that we've done on the tours. Probably the weirdest thing was I was doing one of the haunted pub crawls downtown, and
those have been huge.
Yeah, they have been really good. I mean, there have been a lot of fun too, and it's stories that are not included on any of our other tours, so it's something different. But yeah, one night I had a guy who was so drunk he was throwing up by the first stop, and so that was the weirdest thing I'd seen on the tour. It's like, dude, I don't think pre-gaming was that necessary for a pub crawl that's a walking pub crawl, but that's not normal. That is not normally what happens. So I don't want to scare anybody off, over something like that. But yeah, it can be weird,
Oh my God! Hurry up, give me some shooters. I got a pregame for the ghost hunt.
Yeah, it's so strange. Yeah, but it is what it is. Well, actually, one night I had someone ask me, "Are we only going to pubs?" And it's like, it's a pub crawl. 2 single-syllable words. I'm not sure what was so hard to understand, but yeah, so you just never know. But it's always fun. I will say that. Always fun.
That's for sure. You guys can find out more online. We'll link everything in a write-up. Thanks for stopping by.
Oh, yeah. I'm thrilled to.
This one went a lot smoother than the first one.
Yeah.
Quick break. We'll come back with more show next.
Meet the